Depending on how many counties you include, our region is something like the 24th largest in the country. Yet, for the past few years, according to Site Selection magazine, we've ranked in the top 10 in the total number of business expansions and relocations each year. In fact, for 2011, the trade publication has ranked our region in the top 3 nationwide for business expansions and relocations, and number 1 in the Northeast. We outpaced New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Dallas. The magazine says Pittsburgh showed the most significant improvement among large metros in the United States. Influencing many of these deals are real estate professionals called site selection consultants. They crunch the numbers and make the lists that companies choose from to make a location decision. Later this month, dozens of these consultants will descend on our region for the annual conference of ITRA Global. Carrie Holstead brought it home to our region. She's president of Carrie Holstead Real Estate Consultants. And welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
And congratulations. I know you really went after this group and tried to convince them to come here to our region.
We've been talking about this for a while. Really, we set the stage probably 4 years ago. And we had Gary Salson from PNC out to California, and he was talking about making the business case for going green. And we had looked at corporate real estate executives from around the country and wanted the best in class to talk about this, and Gary certainly is. And when he made his presentation, Bill, and everybody saw what was happening in Pittsburgh, it really created a lot of excitement. And then I've been talking about all of the awards that Pittsburgh has been receiving and sharing that with all of the members of ITRA Global from around the world. And everybody's so excited to come here to Pittsburgh. It hasn't been an easy thing. I'll chat with you a little bit about kind of a roller coaster ride. Sure. As to what happened to achieve the having the conference here in Pittsburgh, but it's been a long time in the making, and we are just delighted it's almost here.
Now, for obviously most folks aren't going to know what ITRA Global is, so what exactly is it?
Be glad to tell you. ITRA Global is a global organization of commercial real estate advisors, and we work with corporations around the world to advise them on their corporate real estate needs. And the interesting thing and the unique thing about ITRA Global is that we represent the tenant side exclusively. We never represent the landlord, so we're very unique in that respect, and we cover the globe. So we're working with organizations here in Pittsburgh. We're also working with organizations around the world on their corporate real estate needs.
And so these would be folks like you scattered around the world. They operate in some cases their own independent company. So this is not like a company per se. It's an association.
It's an affiliation of independently owned organizations, and we all work together on projects. When somebody has a requirement in Pittsburgh, I hear from my offices around the world, and they say our clients are expanding in Pittsburgh, and it can be anybody. And we're working with NASA, we're working with Caterpillar, we're working with Wells Fargo, we're working with large organizations, we're working with small organizations, really across the board, Bill. And in some cases we're handling local needs, and in some cases we're handling the global needs of organizations. And the wonderful thing about everybody coming to Pittsburgh is we're advising corporations throughout the world. So when somebody says to one of our members around the world, we want to open an office in the Northeast, we want to be in North America, we want a location that is a dynamic city where our members, or excuse me, our employees will enjoy living. There's a great cost of living. We want to tap into the universities. We want a strong workforce. And by the way, we love the arts. We'd love to have a lot of arts, and we're sports fans as well. And we want to make sure that everybody leaves this meeting in Pittsburgh, and when they're sitting in meetings with their corporate real estate clients and they say, these are our requirements, that Pittsburgh will come to their mind, and they'll know this is where all of those needs can be accommodated, and I'm sure that will be the case.
That's great. We've got to get on that list.
Absolutely.
And make sure we're being considered. You said it was a little bit of a sales job, though?
Well, you know, we've been on the target list for a while, and Bill, it's an interesting story. Last year, those of us on the board sat down and we decided that we were going to have a conference in North America in the spring. We're going to have our second conference in Europe, and we dedicated ourselves to determining where those conferences would be most beneficial. And so we put Pittsburgh on the list, but one of the things that was compelling is we looked at all of North America and we said, we're going to go to the cities on this list, and we're going to talk to the economic development folks. And a key component to going to a city is going to be getting sponsorship dollars. Pittsburgh was the only city that stepped forward, and it was the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance, who I just think the world of. And the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance very early on put me in a position of saying, Carrie, we're not sure how we're going to package this sponsorship, but we're going to do it, and we're going to work with you, and we want to get those folks to Pittsburgh. And they gave me the comfort level that I needed to go back to the board and say, we'll come up with the sponsorship dollars in Pittsburgh. I don't know how exactly we're going to do it, but we'll do it. And,
through Pittsburgh tradition, we'll all pitch in together and figure it out and make it work.
We'll work out the details later. The big thing is we need those sponsorship dollars, and we're going to get them in Pittsburgh. And the interesting thing about that, Bill, is nobody else got that early commitment. So it put us in the forefront. And the reason it was a bit of a roller coaster is because then we had our executive director looking into hotels. And when she was looking into hotels, it became abundantly apparent that it was a very popular time to be in Pittsburgh, and we did not think we were going to be able to get hotel rooms, but we were able to identify some opportunities and ultimately negotiate a contract with the Fairmont Hotel. So we are delighted to be going to the Fairmont Hotel, which the interesting link is when Gary Salson, the Director of Corporate Real Estate, came out to talk to us about making the business case for going green, for corporations going green, and made us aware that PNC had more green buildings than any other corporation in the world. One of the buildings he was talking to us about was the building in which the conference is now going to take place.
The new Fairmont Hotel.
The new Fairmont Hotel.
It all comes together.
It does.
It all comes together where the rivers come together here in Pittsburgh. Well, it's exciting. Congratulations. Great to hear that you're bringing the group here, and hopefully we'll get a lot of business out of it on down the road.
Look forward to it.
Carrie Holstead, appreciate it. And next up, so Pittsburgh's getting more and more global, so why can't you hail a cab here? Well, the man with the answer and maybe the solution will be with us in just a moment. We'll be right back.